Hello, everyone. We're here again with Mr. Hussein. Our stay on Texan 6 front end and back end software development. So, continuing the questions, I'd like to ask you, Mr. Hussein, can you give us a brief overview of this skill and its earning potential?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator. So my name is Hussein Abdulfar, the trainer for the TEC 76, which is the front-end and back-end software development. So the earning potential in software development is so enormous that, you know, people like Mark Zuckerberg, I know during our previous interview, I mentioned people like Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, they are the billionaires in tech, and even they've been able to make like more millionaires going out of them. So being a software developer, it is so enormous to make money that you don't even need to work for people. You can start on your own, start your small business without even having a physical office. That is how beautiful it can be. You
Okay.
can be a student, do it in the corner of your room, work for people remotely and earn your income. So without having to wake up in the morning and report to a business or a company 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's not only about the financial prospects, it's about the ease that comes with working as a software developer. So because it gives you the leverage of having your own schedule, you do things the way you like it and you have opportunity to do some other things aside software development. Because if you are working from your home and after developing whatever task is given to you, it means you have additional time to do some other things, extracurricular.
Oh,
So,
okay. You get. So, this skill, you've said it's a tech skill. But we don't really know what is back end and front end. Like what does back end do? Like
okay. So I will love to put that in a very layman term so that you can understand. So let's use this building that we are in as an example. So looking at this building, for instance, you can see the painting, you can see the ceiling, you can see the everything that we can see here, yeah, physical stuff. So those are the front end things that we can relate with. You can, but if you are talking about the back end aspect, let's look at this light, for instance. You just go to this segment of the room and switch on the light, and the light turns on. You did not understand how that happens, but you just know that something has gone on behind this building. Something has happened behind this building for that to happen. So that is the backend aspect of the software. So if you are operating the software, there are things that you interact with. There are the aspect you interact with, places you click, things you do. If you are operating some application, they tell you to use your Face ID to click on this to do this. So those are the front end aspects. But those actions that you are performing, there is something that is executing the task. So those are the back end aspect, and it is a more logical aspect of software.
wow. Okay. Thank you very much for that analogy. I hope we get. Continuing on, how much capital does one need to start this skill?
Well, we are in 2025, and I can tell you for a fact that with zero naira, you can become a software developer. However, the course that it will require from you, dedication and zeal and grit. Let me put that as well, because if you have something at the palm of your hands, but you don't have the motivation, the dedication, and the grit to actually execute your passion, you don't account anything for it. Because so if you want to become a software developer, it's very easy to start.
Okay.
That is motivation. You'll be motivated to start. But along the line, it gets harder. That is great. So when something is hard, but you are not giving up, that is great. So if you want to become a software developer, if you have someone that can give you a laptop and you have data to access the internet, YouTube for instance, it means you might not spend a dime and you become a software because there are a lot of resources on the internet. However, a section that might cost you money, if you reach out to someone like, okay, please, I want your guidance. Some people might charge you for guidance. Some people
Okay.
might charge you for mentorship. Because if you want to learn on your own without having guidance, it means you might be jumping. from one stack or from one particular topic to another without having know the next thing to take.
Okay.
But if you have those, let's say you have a brother or you have a friend that can guide you, I bet it will you. You don't need any money to start.
Wow. So you mean we can do this skill just by having a laptop and maybe any other ongoing courses, maybe just the data charges.
You get it.
Wow.
So the only thing that will cost you is your dedication and input.
Okay. So is it possible to start small and later we scale up to go on
Yeah,
bigger
like
scale?
I said the other time, I mentioned something like working from the comfort of your house,
Yeah.
and at the same time, I mentioned owning a laptop.
Mm.
You know, owning a laptop of less than 200,000 naira and working from the comfort of your house, it means you can start small. You get it? You can start small, and funny enough, you can be making millions and still decide to remain small as a web
Oh,
developer. You'll
that's
be coded and nobody will know what is going on without doing anything illegal. So that is how beautiful it can be.
that's very interesting. That's very interesting. So as an experienced professional, how much do you think you'll start making from 6 months to 1 year doing this skill?
So okay. So if you are going into web development because of the money, I will tell you free of charge that you lose focus because it means you will not be going with it, like you will not be interested in actually learning what is going on. You'll be after the money. So if you are in a situation whereby you have experienced personnel around you, people that are into the game already,
Okay.
that okay, I mentioned something like mentorship the other time.
Yeah.
So another thing that you have to put into consideration when you are doing software development is joining a community and having mentors.
Mm.
If you have mentors, people that are ready to guide you, people that are ready to link you up with skill, because the moment you start doing software development, you are starting alone.
Yeah.
Most of your colleagues too, they are newbies like you. So there are chances that if you are relying on your own, like on your personal network to learn a skill, it might take a while.
Okay.
But if you have experienced personnel around you, people that are mentoring, people that get gigs, they get projects, and they are ready to list part of it out to you based on your experience, they feel like, okay, you can handle this part, just wait, and they pay you. Those kind of people, they have the network, they have the skill, they have the resources already. So if you work with those kind of people, it will be very easy for you to, even within 6 to 1 year, you can start making money from this.
Wow.
Not peanuts, like
Money.
tangible income from it.
Okay.
For as long as you mingle with the right community and you are, ready to learn.
So you are telling me now that as a beginner, as long as I have, experienced personnel around me,
Yeah.
I can earn money while learning the skill too.
Yes. So another thing is if you are, when if to develop a software, you can't do it alone.
Yeah.
We are discussing based on front end and back end software development.
Okay.
And software development is way beyond that. You get it. To develop a software, you need a UI UX designer. At some point, you need data analyst. It depends on the kind of project you are doing. You might need someone that is doing machine learning. This current generation we are now, AI is the emerging technology.
Mm.
So you might need someone that is into AI too. So let's assume that all these people, they are a team of developers and they gather together to work on just one project.
Okay.
If you as a front-end developer, you don't have friends that is into backend, that is into UI UX, that is into machine learning, data analysis, all those people, gigs or projects can come to any one of them.
Yeah.
You get it? So if you have all those, at least all those people, you have them in your circle. If any of them get a gig, it means you will invite all of you to be together.
Yeah.
Any amount the actual person that received the gig collect from the client,
Shit.
you negotiate it with you guys how much you want to take from this thing, and he will pay you guys, and you execute the project.
Wow.
So it means that whenever he brings a gig, he calls you. The moment you have one, you call him, and that is how you guys go together. Before you see it, in 1 to 3 years, you start rejecting gigs.
Mm.
I'm currently occupied.
Wow, wow. So that means this front end market skill, it's basically a community end stuff, and your community ends too.
Yes.
Wow, that's very nice. That's very nice. Okay, so are there any steps, for example, for a beginner that doesn't have experienced person around him, can he take to start earning quickly?
I feel like to belong to a community is not something hard. Although there are several types of community, it might be physical ones.
Mm.
For instance, now here at Track Secom that we partnered with Unilon, we have a kind of community that we create for our students. Even before we have the Unilon students, we have an existing community
Okay.
whereby we have the experienced people there and we have newbies too. So those experienced, the moment they get a gift, they usually post it in the community. And the newbies too, if it is something they can do, they apply for it and they do it together. However, if you feel like you cannot belong to a physical community, probably you have some restraints, then there are always online community. Though online community might be saturated, different people from different part of the world, the competition might be high. But if you have a kind of small setup like this and we are trying to empower one another, it is very easy. So as a beginner that is trying to venture into software development or tech generally, any part of tech that is trying to venture, you should try as much as possible
Get
join
it.
the community.
Okay. Okay. I get. So in the case of maybe resources are scarce and maybe some people are selfish, the gigs they have, it's better to have a community. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, again, we are with Mr. Hussein and Mr. Ido Divine, and my partner is behind the camera today, so we cannot see his handsome face. But we are with you and we're interviewing Mr. Hussein on this Tech Sound 6. So, continuing the questions, is it possible to differentiate oneself from others in this highly competitive scale?
The best way to, I will not put it the way you put it that differentiates, I would say stand out.
Yeah.
So the best way to actually stand out being a tech personnel or software developer generally
Yeah.
is to always work with trending technologies. Let's assume that in the year 2010, there's nothing like AI.
Okay.
You know, let's 3, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, we have this Web3 stuff. All this Web3. Web3 was raining. Now it is AI.
Mm.
So let's assume that an emerging technology is coming in the next 2, 3 years. If you can equip yourself with it
Mm.
earlier before then, or let's say you are always following the trend, you know what is going on, you know the next thing, then it will be very easy for you to always go like step ahead of your colleagues. And going step ahead of your colleagues means that the moment there is any new technology that is out, even before people start learning it, you started receiving it on it. You get it? So I don't know if you know about the latest technology that is upcoming. Is called AGI.
Yeah.
AGI. There's AI and there's AGI. So this AGI is like an upgraded version of AI, whereby you'll be able to we are interacting with with technologies that are pre-trained.
Okay.
You get it? So AI are pre-trained. They are given some kind of data to work with. But this AGI, they won't be given any data. You ask question from them immediately and they'll be fetching the data immediately. So it means that AGI can think for itself. AI cannot think for itself,
Okay.
but AGI can think for itself.
Wow.
You get it?
Mm.
So if anyone understand that, okay, well, this technology seems this is where the world is going now and goes into it, invest, because if you want to learn something new, it won't be free.
Yes.
Unlike, starting software development, which is the basic part of web development or front end and back end, you have resources on the internet. But when something is emerging, it is not always free. They will even be very expensive to acquire this kind of course. But if you can take it, and stay ahead of the pool.
Wow.
By the time it becomes saturated or it becomes so popular, you are ahead of the game.
Okay.
So that is how I feel the best way to stay relevant as a tech personnel.
So that is, we have to always build up our skills, even if it costs us money. But in order to stay ahead of our game, you have to take the necessary step.
Exactly.
Okay. So please, if you like what you are listening to and you want to ask questions, please engage this YouTube video and let us know your questions. Thank you. Um, Continuing the questions. Between the front end and the back end software development, which of them is more profitable?
Alright. I feel like there is nothing like which of them of not profitable because let me put it into perspective.
Okay.
Between being a let's say a medical personnel,
Okay.
between being a dentist and a pediatrician,
Okay.
which one is more profitable?
They both have their.
They both have so to now earn more.
Okay.
Do you get it? It means I mentioned network the other time.
Yes.
It means you have to put in more effort. So if you are looking at front end or back end, which one is more profitable? You can be a back end developer and see a young. You can be a back end developer that is old
Yeah.
and see a young front end developer that is very rich. And you can be a front end developer and see a back end developer that's very rich. So the context of saying this now is that being a front end or a back end, even being a graphic designer,
Yeah.
you can be rich. It depends on your niche and it depends on your network, the environment you find yourself and how you are able to play your game. I have a friend who's a graphic designer. He owns a car, I don't have a car. From graphic design, you
Okay.
get it. So how does he do it? He work with international clients, people that I mostly work based on contracts. Give me job, give me my money, let me go. But he likes this kind of commitment kind of work whereby you can hire him full time and pay him monthly basis. So this guy work with an international company as a graphic designer.
Wow.
They are paying him as low as $10 per hour.
Wow.
To you now, wow, $10 is much in Nigeria.
What per
But
hour?
to those companies,
Okay.
they feel like they are able to land a cheap staff. Do you get it? So now to the company and to him, it benefits both of them. Because to the company it is very cheap. To him, he's living large in Nigeria. So both of them now as a graphic designer,
Okay.
if you look at him and someone tells you that guy is a graphic designer, you'll be feeling like I have a younger brother that is doing graphic design that is broke. But so regardless of however skill you are learning,
Okay.
you can be whatever you want. So it depends on how you position yourself in the environment you find yourself and your network. Like àwọn òyìnbó náà máa ń sọ, permit me to say this in Yorùbá. Àwọn òyìnbó máa ń sọ wá ní your network is your net worth. You get it?
Yeah.
So your network, the kind of people you have around you is your network. So the network of someone that is a politician, you can't compare it with the network of common person. So is a politician's network is his net worth because with just one or two calls, you can do many things. So that is your network.
Okay. But again, my own opinion, you can do the two.
Yeah, there are people that do the
You can do the
can
two.
be front end and back end.
Okay. Like Mr. Hussein here. You're doing the two or you're doing one?
I'm doing everything.
Wow.
I've been into web and software since 2011. The moment I finished my secondary school. So I've had passion for it since then and anywhere it comes, anywhere to back bow.
They end from both sides. Okay, so What are the common mistakes beginners make when trying to monetize this skill?
First mistake is thinking it is easy.
Okay.
You know, you are seeing people that are doing things, and whenever people come here, sometimes we have a student here, he said he wants to learn data analysis. Now ask him, why do you want to learn data analysis? He said because he had someone that is in their streets, that person is doing data analysis, he has money. And I told this person, the reason for learning this thing is because you see someone that is making money from it, you lose focus. And the moment you get hard, you run away because there is nowhere in the world where where people make easy money. So you have to have it at the back of your mind that this thing that you want to do, it will get to a point you feel like giving up. So number one mistake is zero your mind that this thing get hard.
Okay.
You get it. And number two is having the perception of say get rich quick scheme.
Well,
You get it. I don't understand a situation where people start going to school from nursery and primary school to university. That's around 20 to 22 years of their life.
mm,
They are not making anything from going to nursery school to university. But they want to start making money in 3 to 6 months on software development. You get it. But something about software development is now that it is a secured investment.
okay.
If you invest in it for yourself, like I said last time that we met, either you work for people or you work for yourself.
Mm,
Working for people means that you have to wait for people to hire you.
yeah.
But now working for yourself it's a decision you have to make. Either people hire you or not, you can just decide that okay, I want to start something. I start now. Without thinking loan capital to know it. You have the skill, you have the software, you have the laptop, you have everything you need. Just start with an idea and find a problem. And another thing about software development is you don't just wake up and start developing software. Let's say you've learned the software development, then you want to start a business of your own. You cannot just wake up and say, let me start building this software. You might end up being the only one using it. You get it. So how do you now know the software to build? You look around you. You try and identify people's problem. The moment you identify people's problem and you understand that this problem is talking to them, is they are badly looking for solution. If you have a software that you can build that will provide solution to it, automatically those set of people that are having the problem, they are your first sort of customers. Because the moment you project to them, they won't have any option than to use it because it solves their problem.
Wow.
Do you get it? So now being a software developer, another skill that you have to have is problem solving skill.
Mm,
Let's say in your hostel you realize that let's not even use your hostel. Let's use Jumia for instance. Jumia, they are not the only e-commerce websites.
no.
But if you look at Nigeria, Jumia is on top of the game. You have some other e-commerce websites. But looking at Jumia, they will even do it to an extent that if you want them to come and give you your product and put it
Yeah.
on in your mouth, they will come bring it for you and put it in your mouth. So
Mm,
they know that people's problem is firstly ordering from the international websites. Now
yes.
they give you the local one. You now realize that even people are so lazy that they don't mind paying any amount. They are ready to pay whatever just to bring it to their door and they provide that too. So identifying the problem is one thing,
Okay.
providing solution to it is another thing.
That's great. So first of all, we should not look at it as an easy way to get money. It's going to be hard, and we should be able to identify problems as we develop our skills. So this I've gone far, but I still have two more questions.
Okay.
Okay, so the second to the last question is how sustainable can this skill be when you look at it in a long term source of income?
So
Can it
I
feed you for your
I
life?
I have one Oga. I have one Oga in this alone. I won't mention his name because this thing might go public.
Okay.
So that person can give that to me. that person that I'm saying can give birth to me. He's my mentor, he's my oga. This person has been doing software development before it even gets offline like this. And he's still feeding his family from it.
Wow.
That is just like a case study. The sustainability that comes with software development is, I feel like, something that you can choose to work for people or start your own business. If you are not ready to stay sustainable, I think the problem is you, not what you left. You get it? Because let's say after a few months you look for job and you're not seeing job. And to start this thing, you have a laptop already. To start this thing is just to sit down and think of a problem and solve it and provide solution to it. Then that solution that you provide will now go on to become a company.
Okay.
Do you get it? Because moment if you want to start a software development company, to start to develop a product, at some point it will develop to being a company. Because the moment you start making money from it, the moment you start having an unbearable order, like things you can't do for yourself, you start hiring people to work for you. And the moment people start working for you, it becomes a company. You get it? So it is sustainable. And looking at this current age that we are, every every year there are new technologies. It means technology is the future. It's even the present already, but let's say it's the future because there are more emerging technologies. So if you have tech skill, it means you are in that technology pool, like you are in that space whereby whatever is coming into that space, you always be relevant, you always be aware, and if you are someone that is serious, you always develop yourself. So I feel it's sustainable. And something beautiful about software development again is that it can go along with any other skill. You can be selling kuli kuli and incorporate the software into it. Can be doing whatever and decide to look at everything that's going on in this world. In one way or the other, tech is into it. In one way or the other. So tech as a case study it's on its own. It's like a thing that has many tentacles. So it can go on with wherever you put it. The most important thing is just for you to have the right skill, right tech skill, then look inward where you can apply it.
Okay, so you've seen it. It's a very sustainable skill and it can be combined with so many fields. You could be a doctor or a farmer and incorporate it into
If I
your.
can call to you short, we have a medical student among us here as a GNC student. So I asked the guy that why do you want to learn software? So he said he's a doctor and he realized that the future of medicine is making use of machines and softwares to treat people. So for a student to think like that, it means he's preparing himself for the future of it. You get it? So being a doctor and having software development skill will make him so relevant beyond his skills.
So that's it. That's fantastic. So my last question is for my viewers, which are mostly going to be my engineering colleagues. Tech 76 is a JSC skill.
Yeah.
How easy is it to get an A in this skill?
Well, this same question that you asked, the students were asking me too. Well, something that I used to tell them was that there is, while we are doing this program or while we were doing our project, I told them you are going to be doing projects. You are not writing exam. So for you to, if it is about the A, for you to have A is just to show commitment, show seriousness, and show grit that this thing, it's getting harder, but no, I'm not giving up. So if you can do that, let's take for instance now, a student or some set of students that are coming to class every time we have class, and whatever assignment we give to them, they are doing it. Whatever project you give to them, they are doing it. And someone that is not even coming to class, and at the end of the semester is showing up and saying, please, I have mouth problem, I have heart problem. That is why I could not attend the class. So you know that it is easy for one to have A, and it is easy for the other one not to have. You get it? So having A in this GSC program is not something that is very hard. Just show commitment, show that you really want this, and the moment you see that you are committed to this and you really want this, and we see that you are showing progress from what you are training you at, you are not going to eat the A. It's meant for students. You are going to give it to them.
Okay, have you heard that, my colleagues? So it's basically you gotta show your commitment. It's just basic stuff. Do what you need to do, and you get your A. So that's it with Mr. Hussein. But before we go, Mr. Hussein is a brand owner. I think he owns Track It
Yeah, track it.
Tech Hub.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Mr. Hussein, if you like, you have the floor to advertise your
Okay.
brand for like
So
2 minutes.
Starkit Tech Hub is a tech hub that a tech hub that we at our hub we train people, we develop softwares, and we have communities too. So we have communities of developers where we share opportunities, where if you are a student either from the GSC or not, you are always welcome to join us. And we have workspace as well. So if you have a project or a gig and you need somewhere you can work or probably collaborate with people, you are always welcome into our hub and work. And if you need anything aside all these things that I've mentioned, probably you need help. The students are actually used to message me that they need help on what to learn. You get it? So probably they've learned something and they feel like they are going outdated and they want to upgrade themselves. So without even if it is something that we require us to train them, we definitely charge. But if it is something that you can do for free, you always do it for free. I was once a student too, and I always desire something, because I couldn't afford some things. I always desire to get some things free then. So if I have the platform to do that as well, so I always do it. So you're always welcome. And if you want to learn anything from us, our door is always open. Front end, back end, UI, UX, data analysis, AI, and machine learning, anything. If you can't teach you, we have people that can teach
That's fantastic. So there you have it, guys. Mr. Hussein, the tech skill trainer for Union Tech Skill 76 backend and front end software development. And we just concluded our interview today. My name is Ido Divine, and I'm here with my partner. Is at the back of the camera, or Mr. Michael. So I will conclude our interview. Thank you very much, Mr. Hussein.
you. So,